What's up, my friends? It's Sachin. Hope you're doing amazing. In this video, I'm going to be talking about two completely different personality types in the hopes that you can identify which one you are to then optimize and improve your worldview. Because you're going to see very quickly the difference between these two personality types can create a radical difference in your future prosperity. So without further ado, let's get into this. So the first personality type is called the extractor. The extractor. And the second personality type is called a multiplier. So you'll very quickly learn the difference between these two different personality types, and you'll be able to identify which one you are. And from there, moving forward, you can then make better decisions or identify when you're thinking like an extractor and when you're thinking like a multiplier. And what you'll soon learn is that you want to start thinking like a multiplier as much as possible. For the purposes of this example, we're going to give these individuals a beautiful orange. This is an organic orange. It's from Florida. It was freshly picked. And now both of them have this beautiful orange, okay? And so there's my representation of this orange. When you give the extractor the orange, they're going to try to get as much juice out of it as possible. When you give the multiplier the orange, they're going to try to get a multiplication of the juice that they're extracting, and you'll understand what I mean in just a second. The extractor is going to think in percentage points. They're going to think about how many times or how much can I juice this orange to get the most juice out of this orange possible. The multiplier is going to think in multiples. They're going to think, how can I 10x this? How can I 100x this? How can I make this worth more than what I paid for it? And how can I pay it forward? So two different mindsets with the same orange in their hands. Now, here's what the extractor does. They juice the orange times 2. So the only time that an extractor thinks in multiples is when they're thinking about the work that's involved, okay? So they usually work harder, not necessarily smarter. On the other hand, the multiplier is going to juice the orange, okay? But what they're also going to do is they're going to plant the seeds. They're going to take the seeds out of the orange and they're going to plant these seeds and nurture them. Now, what I want you to think of when you think of the orange is I want you to think of patients. I want you to think of prospective clients. I want you to think of mentorships or business coaching programs you belong in, and the orange is essentially a metaphor for that, okay? So when you join a program, are you thinking about how much you can extract out of the program? Are you thinking of all the classes you might miss? Or are you thinking of all the opportunities that you might miss? Or are you then thinking instead like a multiplier who's thinking how I'm going to get as much value out of this as possible and multiply its impact into my future? So let's keep back to this example. The extractor juices the orange twice, still never gets quite of all the juice out of the orange and is in a state of disappointment. Now, when they drink the juice, because of course, why else would you be juicing the orange? What they're thinking about is they're thinking about the juice left in pulp. So they're thinking about all the juice that they didn't get. So this is an example of when you do a webinar and you're wondering about all the people that didn't show up. You're thinking about all the people that didn't register to schedule a consultation. So your focus is on the wrong things. Whereas a multiplier drinks the juice, but has gratitude. So they're celebrating and grateful for their hard work that they did in receiving that orange, juicing that orange, and now planting and nurturing the seeds that they planted. So this is somebody who's focused on the patients that said yes. This is somebody who's focused on the clients that said, yes, I want to work with you. And now their focus is radically different, which you can see their attitude will be radically different as well. An extractor lives in the past, okay? So they're thinking about that past opportunity that they missed, so they're living in a depressive past, whereas the multiplier lives in the future because they've planted these seeds, and guess what? Those seeds are going to bear fruit at some point in the future. So where does this leave this individual shortly afterwards? Leaves them living in a state of resentment or never feeling like it's enough, or that never feeling like they're getting enough out of any experience that they go through in life. They live in the past and they're always looking for more oranges. Okay, so they're always looking for more patients, more mentorships, more coaching, more training, instead of multiplying what's already available to them. The multiplier, on the other hand, in a short time has an orchard of orange trees, because what they focused on is they focused on planting that seed, nurturing it, and within a short period of time, they have several trees that are growing and now providing them with oranges. So my question for you is, which one are you? Are you the extractor or are you the multiplier? Which one are you? I hope you're telling me that you're the multiplier. And if you are the multiplier, then that means you got to think a little bit differently. You got to behave a little bit differently. You got to think into the future. You got to think with abundance and think about how you can multiply the value of the things that you interact with, how you can multiply the value of the courses that you've taken, how you can multiply the value of the knowledge that you've gained and the experiences that you've gained, instead of focusing on the past and focusing on your inability to fully extract everything that you can out of everything that you do. So I hope that helps. In the comment section, I want you to tell me why you think you're a multiplier or what you're going to do to become more of a multiplier, because this is game-changing information when you start applying it into the way you do run your business and your life. Hope this helps. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.